Giant 40, another first down.
Fox Sports welcomes you to Soldier Field in Chicago. Week 12 in the NFL as the Chicago Bears host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers tied for second in the NFC Central, 2 games behind the division-leading Minnesota Vikings. Good afternoon, everybody. Kenny Albert along with Tim Green. 36 degrees here in Chicago. Weather should be a factor at all the Bucs heard about this week. Their record when it's under 40 degrees.
0-17. The thing about the cold isn't the cold itself. It's what the cold does to you as a distraction. You know, guys come in and should I wear 2 thermal tops or 1? Should I wear gloves? Shouldn't I? I think they may have addressed that with their team leader, Warren Sapp. He said, look, everyone gets 1 top, and that's it. And if we're going to be a championship team, we have to do things we have not done before, and win in cold is one of those things. But the reason Tampa Bay is on the upsurge right now and headed for the playoffs is their offense. And their offense, and Shaun King most specifically, in the last 3 weeks, look at those numbers. 9 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He's finding his targets deep downfield. He's also finding his short targets. They're spreading it out, getting the ball to work done in the run and pass game.
On the other side, the Bears quarterback carousel spins round and round. Cade McNown, Jim Miller, both out with injuries, so Shane Matthews makes the start.
But I think Chicago fans shouldn't be disheartened with Shane Matthews, because last week against Buffalo, he didn't look very good. He came in, but you have to realize the guy got barely any reps in this offense for a year. Well, this week, he got all the reps, and for him, I think it's like riding a bicycle. I think he's up and riding, and I think this guy can run this offense with great efficiency. They're going to need that today. But I like Shane Matthews. I think he's going to give him a chance.
Well, the Bears looking for revenge. They lost to the Buccaneers 41-0 back in September. The opening kickoff from Soldier Field coming up.
Let's go. I'm Brooksy. All about tackling today. Hitting, being physical. Man. Every once in a while, you got to do a little something you don't like doing, all right? This is one of them days. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was 70, but hell it ain't. But you know what? Part of winning a championship, man, is doing stuff like this, okay? So just keep in your mind, we're going to play, and we're going to play hard, and we're going to tackle. We walk out of here, man, we're going to have a hell of a win.
That's right, man.
1, 2, 3, finish.
In Chicago, sunny, 36 degrees. There was a chance of snow flurries. We had some snow here in Chicago on Friday. And the wind certainly will be a factor. Both teams have talked about it over the last week. Tony Dungy and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won 3 straight following their 4-game losing streak, coming off a 2015 victory over the Green Bay Packers last Sunday. And Dick Durant in his 2nd season as Bears head coach, record of 2-8 this year. Bears lost to the Bills in Buffalo last week. The Buccaneers have won the toss. Aaron Stecker back deep, along with Damian Robinson. Paul Edinger, the rookie out of Michigan State, will get things started for the Bears. Buccaneers beat the Bears 41-0 back in week 2, but with 3 minutes remaining in the first half of that game, the score was only 3-0, something Tony Dungy reminded his team about this week.
Then after that, it was really turnovers and quarterback sacks that made a huge difference, and the Buccaneers just annihilated the Bears down there.
Bob McElwee, our referee today, chatting with both head coaches.
They may be saying the scoreboard, there it is, the time clock not working, and so the officials will be keeping the time on the field.
There's Aaron Stecker, former Offensive Player of the Year in NFL Europe, averaging nearly 23 yards per return for the Bucs. Edinger is ready, and we are underway from Soldier Field. Stecker from the 1-yard line. Out across the 25. Bucs have never had a kick return for a touchdown, and Stecker Breaks this one out to the 49, a 48-yard return. Dustin Lyman finally brought him down.
Well, this thing almost opens up for Tampa Bay. Nice blocking up front. You're going to see Stecker takes this right up the center, and there's the wedge right there. And watch everyone get blocks. And he breaks one tackle, breaks a second tackle, and that's not a good sign for the Chicago Bears, who said that today, defensively, the most important thing they could do was tackle well.
Longest kick return of the season by the Buccaneers. Shaun King and the Bucs start from the 49. Warwick Dunn into Bears territory, a gain of 3 to the Chicago 48, setting up 2nd down and 7. Shaun King in his second year out of Tulane, 10-5 as a starter. Over the last 3 weeks, terrific numbers. McDaniel and Christie, perennial Pro Bowlers, both former Vikings. Done with Alstott in the backfield. Green and Johnson are the wideouts, and the tight end is Dave Moore. It's done again on 2nd down. Works his way down to the 43-yard line. Roosevelt Colvin made the stop after a gain of 7. 3rd and short coming up. For the Bears defensively, Daniels, Wells, Flanagan, and Robinson up front. Colvin starting for the injured Warwick Holman. Smith and Harris, the corners. Brown and Parrish, the safeties.
The guy on this defense that's playing incredibly well right now is Urlacher, the middle linebacker. He is fun to watch.
Got a terrific rookie year. 3rd and 2. King out of the shotgun. Rolling right, and the pass is caught for a first down by Keyshawn Johnson, tackled by Tony Parrish at the 35-yard line after a gain of 8.
Well, this is a battle we're going to see a lot of today. It's Thomas Smith right here against Keyshawn Johnson. Smith is going to shadow him all over the field. And again, another bad sign for the Bears. Not just the completion here, but the fact that Thomas Smith comes up and misses that tackle. They cannot miss tackles consistently today. If they do, the Bucs are just going to whip them.
3 receivers set on 1st and 10. Play action. King goes back across the field. Incomplete. Intended for Warwick Dunn.
King's pass intended for Dunn.
I think one of the best things about Shaun King as a quarterback is the way he runs his play action. Because on that play there, not only me, probably half the people at home, and I know a lot of the guys on the defense, they think, hey, that's a run play. And the thing that Shaun King does it so well is when he makes that handoff, as you see there, he looks back and he slows down just a bit to really make that thing feel like a run.
2 tight ends in the game. Off the plate fake to Dunn. King with time dumps it off to the tight end Patrick Haith. And Haith is forced back after a gain of 5 yards by Urlacher.
This is a nice play action again, Kenny. You're going to see how much this play looks like a run to the defense. But I think Urlacher, you see in the front of the picture there, watch the speed there. He gets great depth, and then watch him close and make this tackle on Haith. Watch him right there. Speed kills on defense, and Urlacher has more speed than any linebacker in this league.
3rd down and 4. King out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers set. King under pressure, and he is taken down. Philip Daniels with his 6th sack of the season.
And Philip Daniels does an outstanding job just racing right around Pete Pearson. You're going to see Daniels here. Watch him work the edge. He gets up underneath Pearson's pads, and he's on top of Shaun King. I mean, it's a very big play for the Chicago Bears defense. The only way teams are going to slow down Tampa Bay's emerging pass game is just that, pressure on Shaun King.
Glenn Milburn awaiting the punt from Mark Royals. Milburn lets it go, and it takes a Bears bounce into the end zone, a penalty marker in the end zone.
Well, I think that the Tampa Bay Buck, who first touched the ball, was out of bounds.
Got to keep you behind the yellow.
The side judge has a hat off as well as his flag out, and the hat comes off when someone goes out of bounds. I think
there's Tony Parrish, head linesman.
Number 34 of the kicking team, going out of bounds, coming back in. That penalty is declined. First down. Timeout.
So Dexter Jackson did in fact go out of bounds, and then he was the first to touch the ball. Back in Chicago following the punt. Bears will start from their own 20-yard line with Shane Matthews making his first start of the season. He started 7 games for the Bears last year. From the 20, number 20, James Allen, big hole, first down and more. A gain of 17 yards. Rondé Barber finally made the stop.
this is exactly how you want to attack this Tampa Bay defense. It's a defense built on speed. They get everyone going one way. Watch the cutback here by James Allen.
17-yard gain. Allen on the inside handoff up to the 39-yard line, a gain of 2 before he was tackled by Derek Brooks.
Chicago Bears offense right now, Kenny, they're running the hurry up, and the reason you do this is you take away the defense's timing on the blitzes.
3 wide receivers. Matthews with time finds his man for another first down. It's the tight end, Kazim Cincino.
Yeah, this is working well. Did you see how much protection Matthews had? The Bucs defense couldn't get to him because they can't blitz. They don't have time to set up the blitz, to call the blitz, or to execute it.
Gain of 9 from Matthews to Cincino. First and 10 from the 48. Matthews' pass was short. The intended receiver, Marcus Robinson. Brian Kelly on the coverage. Shane Matthews in his 7th NFL season out of the University of Florida. Came in last week in place of the injured Jim Miller. Strong offensive line. Kreutz in the middle. Allen with the fullback Enos. Kennison and Robinson the wideouts. And Cincino the tight end. James Allen. Allen to midfield for a gain of 2, 3rd and 8. Upcoming, John Lynch made the stop for the Bucs, ranked 7th defensively in the NFL. Jones, Sapp, McFarland, and Ahadatu. Duncan in the middle with Brooks and Quarles. Barber and Abraham, the corners. Robinson and Lynch are the safeties. 3rd down and 8 from midfield. Matthews out of the shotgun. Incomplete on 3rd down.
Bucs defense has got their feet under them now. They understand what's happening. They say, hey, all right, let's hurry up. They have adjusted their rhythm, and this time they get pressure right here on the corner, Marcus Jones on Shane Matthews. But I'll tell you what, whether they had pressure or not, Matthews and Marcus Robinson are not in sync. That's 2 passes that went Robinson's way, and both times Matthews thought he was going to run a different route than he really ran.
Louis Aguiar's first punt of the day. Good hang time and a fair catch called for by Carl Williams back at the 8-yard line. So with the wind, Aguiar's punt sails 41 yards.
Said everyone got 1 layer, and James Canada said, well, I'm going to take that layer and extend it up over my head.
36-degree day. King to Keyshawn Johnson. Wrapped up immediately by Thomas Smith.
You know, these 2 guys, Keyshawn Johnson and Thomas Smith, faced each other twice a year when Smith was with Buffalo. and Johnson was with the Jets. They're both very physical players, so I think it's going to be a good matchup to watch for us today, because you see, even though Smith closes and tackles him, you know, Keyshawn doesn't go to the ground. I mean, that's kind of a win for Thomas because he made the tackle, and kind of a win for Keyshawn because he didn't go down.
2nd and 7. Mike Alstott. Guess who? Brian Urlacher.
Well, the thing about Urlacher is he plays with great instincts, not just great speed, but great instincts. And Brian Robinson did a nice job to disrupt this play in the backfield. And then when that happens, here's Urlacher here. Urlacher's instincts can just take over, and he just closes with his speed and makes the tackle. Now, the only thing Urlacher does that you don't like is he plays a little high. He tackles high.
Ward Dunn on 3rd and 6 is tackled by Frankie Smith, well shy of the first down marker. So the Bucs go 3 and out.
Well, if tackling is the key for the Bears' defense today, and I think it is, this series has been outstanding. Bears come with the blitz, and the Bucs come with the right play, the draw. But there's Frankie Smith. You just see the way he lowered his base, he wrapped up, and that's exactly how you want to tackle.
Mark Royals punting into the wind.
Kind of shanked it.
Penalty marker after the punt was caught by Milburn. Only a 27-yard kick by Royals. And a flag on the field.
No foul on the play. Timeout.
So terrific field position for the Bears. They'll have it on the Bucs 39. Buccaneers scoreless midway through the first quarter from Soldier Field. Bears second possession, and they start from the Tampa Bay 39-yard line. Matthews pass incomplete. He was looking for Marcus Robinson. Rondé Barber, who had a big game against the Bears week 2 on the coverage.
And this one's on Marcus Robinson. You're going to see him come and run this, and he's going to slip a little bit, and that's the problem, because that's a timing pass, and if he doesn't slip, you know, it's there. And so far, again, the Robinson and Matthews have not connected, and they're out of sync.
3 consecutive incompletions for Shane Matthews. Good second effort by James Allen. Bucs thought they had him in the backfield, and then he gained 3 yards.
Tampa Bay's defense right now, they're playing a very aggressive game right now. And what they're doing is they're bringing John Lynch, the safety, up, and this is the second play in a row. They're just blitzing him right off the corner. So they're playing an 8-man front, and it's an aggressive 8-man front. They're taking away all the possible holes and putting the pressure.
John Lynch injured on the play. He missed practice all week with a deep thigh bruise. John Lynch injured on the previous play, replaced by Dexter Jackson. 3rd down and 7. Bears with 4 wide receivers. Matthews pass caught for a first down by Marcus Robinson. Down to the Tampa Bay 14-yard line, a gain of 21.
Kenny, this is what Shane Matthews does really well. He sees the field. The coverage shifts on him at the last minute, but he sees it, he takes it in, he makes a quick decision and releases the ball. We've seen Robinson run this play several times. This time, though, he runs it, he doesn't slip, and he hangs on to the football.
First catch of the game for Marcus Robinson. From the 16, Matthews in trouble, threw it away. Bucs want intentional grounding.
Yeah, and I didn't see an eligible receiver in the area at all. I think that's going to be a flag. I'll be surprised if it isn't. There.
No foul. Number 20 was cutting across the pattern.
Boy, I didn't see that, but
So in the eyes of the officials, James Allen was in the vicinity.
Okay.
No intentional grounding, although Tony Dungy does not agree.
Here's Allen, and he does a little drag, but the pass is so far off here.
The officials agreed with Matthews. 2nd and 10 from the 16. The quick slant could not be handled by Marty Booker.
And you can't do that. I mean, so far we've seen a lot of those kind of miscues on the offense. And if you're going to play a team like Tampa Bay, who is resurging here and playoff bound, and they've got a very aggressive and outstanding defense, everyone has to be making the plays when they have the opportunity to make them.
Buccaneers, best 3rd down defense in the NFL. 3rd and 10, empty backfield for the Bears. They spread the field with 5 wideouts. Matthews in trouble.
No, this is really just X's and O's. That's how Tampa Bay beats the Bears on this play, because they bring 6 men to the line of scrimmage. See, there's 6 here, and there's only 5 blockers, and what happens is Chidi Ahanotu comes unblocked. But the problem is the offensive line sees 6, and they say, all right, we got to turn Ahanotu loose. And Matthews knows that too. The problem is 2 of the guys bailed out into coverage and took the quick fire pass away.
So Paul Edinger, who has hit 8 in a row, will attempt a 34-yard field goal. And Edinger just makes it through.
And in a cold, windy day, 3 points is a lot.
3-0 Bears. 6:04 remaining first quarter. Paul Edinger hitting on a 34-yard field goal. Aaron Stecker's first kick return today, 48 yards. Stecker from the 8-yard line. Stecker up to the 30. A 22-yard return. Corey Samuel made the stop.
And our Dan Jiggets down on the sideline just reported that John Lynch has a separated shoulder and is out for the game. The good news for the Tampa Bay Bucs is his replacement, Dexter Jackson, actually practiced at the strong safety position all week because of an injury to John Lynch's thigh earlier. There he is here, and you're going to see him lay across there. And I don't know, it probably separated it when he fell. Right, now we're getting a new report that John Lynch has a slight separation and he may return.
Another injured Buccaneer, it's Eric Vance. Vance, a backup safety. So while the Buccaneers medical staff works on Vance, for an NFL update, let's check in with James Brown in Los Angeles.
Kenny and Tim, Minnesota spotted Carolina a 7-0 lead, but take a look at Culpepper coming back, hooking up with Randy Moss, ex-Viking Jimmy Hitchcock. Guess short, it was long. 10th touchdown reception of the season for Moss. Little dance there, it's all tied at 7. Back to Kenny Albert and Tim Green.
Hey, JB, thank you. Will you tell Terry that I've got a neighbor who's got a heifer that won't give milk, and I don't know if he's gotten any advice. There was some pretty good barnyard prognostication on the pregame show this morning.
I missed that.
He had a chicken that wouldn't lay an egg, and he figured out how to have that happen. Then he had a mule that wouldn't plow, and he figured out how to make that happen. The chicken, you don't watch it, and the mule, you got to hit it over the head with a 2x4.
This was all on the pregame show.
Yeah, and it all tied in with football.
So how did Terry have time to go chat with Trent Dilfer?
He does a lot. He does it all. Multi-talented.
Well, Dilfer's replacement, Shaun King, and the Buccaneers trailing 3-0. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Warwick Dunn scoots up to the 34. A gain of 4 yards. Sean Harris brought him down.
When you have a game like today, Kenny, we talked about the cold and the wind, you want to be able to control the ball on the ground. I mean, traditional wisdom will tell you that the team that can run it and move it on the ground is the team that's going to succeed.
36 degrees at kickoff. 3 wide receivers, 2nd and 6.
That's good.
King's pass is caught by the tight end, Dave Moore, who picks up the first down up to the 46. Mike Brown made the tackle, a gain of 12 yards.
Okay, the Bears run a zone blitz, so they pull Brian Robinson right here, the defensive end. He drops back into coverage. And so now what he has to do is he's got to make a play out in the open field on the tight end. And first of all, he's not able to cover him. Then second of all, he's not able to tackle him.
1st and 10, Buccaneers from the 46. King with time, dumps it off to Mike Alstott. Alstott gains 5 into Bears territory. Roosevelt Colvin brought him down.
And we talk about how a day like today you'd like to be able to run the ball, but you have to understand that to Shaun King, this is the kind of offense he likes to run. I mean, he would like, I think, to run the Bears type offense. He likes to drop back, see the field, spread it out, and start slinging that ball around.
3 of King's 5 completions have gone to the tight ends and the backs. He's 5 for 6. More done. First down and more, all the way down to the Bears. 33, a gain of 16 yards.
Wow. I mean, Warwick Dunn, just to me, he reminds me of a water bug. The way he can redirect. Watch him here. Watch him just pick his way through this defense. It's not, there's 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, almost 3 missed tackles. So, again, missed tackles are proving to be a factor here with this Bears defense against Tampa Bay's offense.
Bears missed 17 tackles in their first meeting with the Buccaneers. Empty backfield from the 34. And King's pass was batted down. Looked like Jim Flanagan.
Yeah, I think either or maybe Brian Robinson.
At the line of scrimmage, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Bears defensive line did a nice job. They had a stunt on that play, and they changed responsibilities between the tackles and the ends. And so while you thought it was Flanagan, it was actually Robinson coming back to the inside. There you see the missed tackles have certainly contributed to Tampa Bay's ability to move the ball today.
On 2nd and 10, Dunn looks to go up the middle. Good second effort, gains 4 yards down to the 30, setting up 3rd down and 6.
Well, I got to tell you, Mike Alstott is not known for being one of the better blocking fullbacks, but I want you to watch him on this play. Watch him blow up Roosevelt Colvin. I mean, he knocks Colvin back. That's a pretty nice job by Mike Alstott.
Alstott, used to this weather, grew up in the Chicago suburbs, Joliet, Illinois. 3rd down and 6. King out of the shotgun. Bucs need to get to the 29, and they do. Riddell Anthony makes his first catch of the day for a first down, a gain of 11.
Riddell Anthony is obviously a clutch player. He's coming into this game, 10 receptions. Here he is. He's going to come in motion and drag right across the center of the field. 10 receptions, 4 of them for touchdowns. And the reason why I think he could have some success today is there's been so much focus on Keyshawn Johnson's size and strength, Jaquez Green's deep field speed, and I think Anthony may have some opportunities.
Warren Dunn gains 1 yard down to the Bears 18. So the Buccaneers are in the red zone, although their offensive coordinator, Les Steckel, refers to it as the green zone. And the Bucs have been terrific. They've scored on all but 2 of their 29 trips inside the red zone this year.
And on the other side of the ball, this is where the Bears defense has also struggled. There's Les Steckel, former Marine.
And the former head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. 2nd and 9. Jaquez Green makes his first catch down to the 12-yard line. A gain of 6, and right now for another NFL update, JB, take it away.
All right, fellas, take a look at Charlie Batch here. Play action on a bootleg, hooking up with tight end Walter Rasby, a 5-yard play, 7-0 Lions. Tim, a heifer won't give milk because it doesn't have a baby. If it has a baby, then it's a cow, and a cow will give milk. Back to you guys.
JB, thanks. What a wealth of knowledge. You know, you can get anything out there from those guys.
Just the Agricultural Network.
I knew there was a reason.
3rd down and 3. The end around to Jock Price.
Well
slips.
Very well defensed by Thomas Smith. That is called staying home. It was a reverse with a fake double reverse. Watch the action here. Fake handoff up the middle, reverse, fake the double reverse, but Thomas Smith was not fooled in the least. Great defensive discipline.
Time winding down in this first quarter. Martin Gramatica, who has hit 12 in a row, will attempt the field goal, but it will take place on the first play of the second quarter. 15 minutes in the books from Chicago. 3-0 Bears. 2 50-plus yard field goals last week against Green Bay. Looks to extend his streak. He's hit 12 in a row overall. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Mark Royals is the holder. Gramatica connects. Officially 33 yards on the field goal, and we are tied at 3 from Chicago. Chicago, Kenny Albert with Tim Green. Ball rolled off the tee, so Gramatica sets it up once again. Glenn Milburn is back deep for the Bears. And again, the ball has rolled off.
Time for a holder. John Lynch, who now went from new status update to, we're being told, a dislocated shoulder. And now being told that he will not return. So we were told that he was separated and he wouldn't return, to it was mild and he might, to now it's dislocated.
So Dan,
believe me, there's no question when your shoulder's dislocated. I'm sure that while other people didn't know, John Lynch knew exactly what happened.
So Dan Jiggett's original prognostication was correct.
Yeah.
Lynch will not return to the game.
No. And he'll probably be out for a couple of weeks.
He'll have more time to spend with his newborn daughter, Lindsay, born this past Monday. Glenn Milburn from 2 yards deep in the end zone. Slips across the 15-yard line. As we send it back to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Kenny and Tim, take a look at Vikings quarterback Dante Culpepper. Watch this. Fake, reverse, screen right. Robert Smith heading downfield. Look at Chris Carter, number 80, with a great block downfield. Right there. Smith, 53 yards to pay dirt. And the Vikings on top, 14-7. Now in the second. Back to Kenny and Farm Intelligent, Tim Green.
Well, I'm learning, JB. I appreciate that. What a team they have. I mean, they talked about it in the pregame. That Vikings team, high-powered with that passing offense.
James Allen on the pitch, gains 2 yards up to the 18. Derek Brooks made the stop.
You know, talking about passing offense and, you know, the Vikings and the Rams. And this is a time of year when teams are thinking about the playoffs, and to be a playoff team or to beat a playoff team, you have to have a passing game in today's game. And so far, the Bears' passing game has not been on track. Shane Matthews only 2 out of 8 so far, whereas on the other side, Shaun King for the Bucs has got his pass going.
Matthews complete to Curtis Enis, but he's forced back for a loss of 3 yards. 6th catch of the year by Curtis Enis, and Derek Brooks brought him down.
And that's just good tackling. We talked about the Bears needing to tackle well. The same thing goes with the Bucs. They need to tackle well, And Derek Brooks is the best tackler in the game of football. Watch him here. Watch him lower his base. He wraps up, drives through. He's as good as it gets. I mean, if you want to show your kids how to tackle, you know, if you're teaching or coaching, you just pull out a clip of Derek Brooks.
Matthews dumps it off. James Allen. But he's brought down by Donnie Abraham, 4 yards shy of the first down marker. So the Bears will punt it away.
And the thing that you have to also understand what's going on here right now is the time of possession difference is skewed drastically in favor of Tampa Bay. They've got 11.5 minutes to Chicago's less than 5.5 minutes. So if you continue to go like that, then the Bears defense is going to get worn out and eventually they'll collapse.
Louis Aguiar's second punt of the game. Carl Williams back deep. Aguiar punting into the wind. And the Buccaneers will have terrific field position. 31-yard kick. Bucs will have it at their own 48-yard line when we return.
31 yards.
The own 48-yard line. Tied at 3 with the Bears. Early second quarter. Off the play fake to Warwick Dunn. Shaun King is brought down. A penalty flag. Second sack of the game for the Bears. This time it's Brian Robinson.
Bears defense comes with the blitz on this play, Kenny.
Holding against the Bucs. Bears decline the penalty.
Yep. Nice aggressive call by Greg Blasch, the defensive coordinator. Here's the safety. They roll him up, and they bring him off the corner, and that uses up Mike Alstott. And then there's some nice pressure here up the middle by Mike Wells and Flanagan and Philip Daniels. So nice aggressive approach by the Bears. There's Greg Blasch. Said we wanted to turn this thing into a slugfest. He said that's the only way we're going to beat this team.
2nd and 15. King with time hits the tight end Dave Moore, and he gains back a good chunk of the yardage. Thomas Smith made the stop, a gain of 13.
Well, you know, Dave Moore is a guy that I think defenses tend to think, well, we don't really have to pay that much attention to him. Here he is helping block a little bit, and then he sneaks out. But I think as Tampa Bay moves towards the playoffs and probably into the playoffs, defenses are going to have to account for this guy because he blocks well, he catches well, and he runs well after the catch.
Moore's second catch of the game. 3rd down and 2. The pitch to Warwick Dunn, cutting to the outside, and it's taken down about 3 yards shy of the marker.
Boy, that's outstanding play on the corner by Thomas Smith. Remember, we've talked about him all game long and how he's a physical cornerback. And he's out there playing against Keyshawn Johnson. So you're going to see him up at the top of the screen, and you're going to see he really takes this corner away. He comes up underneath Jerry Wunsch, the tackle. He takes him out and really knocks that play out, stops the Bucs in that series.
Thomas Smith, one of the big free agent signings here in Chicago during the offseason, came over from the Buffalo Bills. Royals punt takes a Buccaneers bounce all the way down to the 5-yard line. With the wind, a 41-yard punt. We'll be right back from Soldier Field.
The pregame show with Trent Dilfer, who was the Tampa Bay's quarterback for many years and has found a new life in Baltimore. 2 wins in a row for Dilfer.
Here's James Allen. Big hole up the middle. Close to a first down.
I got to say, James Allen so far is the best thing the Bears have had going offensively today. He's running for about 5 yards a carry, and this one is just speed. Watch him hit this thing straight up the middle. It's a trap play, and he sees the hole to the backside again. It's just a slight cutback. Watch it just break a little bit back. And sometimes that's all you need against this Bucs defense. It's a fast, flow, aggressive defense.
2nd down and 1. Allen has the first down.
He did the same thing there, Kenny. And he broke that thing back just slightly. So what he's going to do is he's going to get inside the helmets of this Tampa Bay defense. These guys up front are going to start to think, well, now I got to start to slow play it on the backside. I don't want to just cross the offensive lineman's face. I got to stay home. And then when he does that, it'll be open to the front side.
Matthews on first down, incomplete. Eddie Kennison, the intended receiver.
And again, this is not a terrifically thrown ball, but still Eddie Kennison needs to make that catch, as did Marty Booker earlier. It's just a quick comeback route here, and the ball's a little underthrown. But as I said, when you have a quarterback that hasn't had a lot of reps and a lot of practice, if he's going to be successful, the other guys need to make big plays.
Second and 10. James Allen gains 2 yards. You surprised the Bears have not gone back to the no huddle?
No, because I think what happened was Tampa Bay did a nice job to arrest it by starting to blitz consistently. They came with a blitz, they brought the safety up, and they went at it. You may see Chicago go back to it again with John Lynch out of the game.
Dexter Jackson in his place, second year, out of Florida State, number 34. Third down and 8, empty backfield. 5 receivers set for the Bears.
This is when they like to run that screen.
Marcus Robinson sees the first down marker. And it's pretty close. Brian Kelly forced him out of bounds. Close to a first down for the Bears from Matthews to Robinson.
And that is their wide receiver screen. And the key to that is the blocking by the other wide receiver. So here's Marcus Robinson. He's the guy. But these two guys, Kennison and Booker, they've got to make a block. Booker actually missed his. Robinson did a nice job of running through the tackler. I really like Marcus Robinson. I thought he really got shortchanged last year for the Pro Bowl. I thought he should have gone to the Pro Bowl last year. You know, he's big and he's tall and he uses his body well. He's got great coordination. You know, he'll make the big play downfield. He'll jump up over a defensive back and fight for that thing. I'd like to see them throw the ball deep to him a couple times. Just let him go on a go route. Toss it up and see what happens. But the deep pass is not Shane Matthews' strength.
First and 10 Bears from the 28. James Allen. Allen gains just 1. Dexter Jackson, John Lynch's replacement, coming up from the strong safety position to make the tackle.
Yeah, and they're not ready yet to run the ball to the play side, I think. I think he still has to keep cutting it back until he kind of reschools that defense and makes them stay home.
On second down, Matthews' pass is dropped by Curtis Enos.
That's the third, at least the third drop pass by Bears receivers today. This one's right in Enos's hands. And as we've said, I guess this will be the third time I've said it, but you know, guys can't do that if the Bears are going to have a chance to win today.
Missed tackles on the defensive side, dropped passes.
Right, but
on the offensive
they're
side.
still in this football game.
Empty backfield, third and 10. Matthews over the middle, the pass is caught, but Rondé Barber was right there to make the tackle. So Marty Booker stops 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
Well, you know, we haven't called Warren Sapp's name a lot today. Part of the reason is if we stop here, look at this split here between Todd Perry and the center. And what Perry does is he sets up and then he takes a step out. And that doesn't give Warren Sapp the outside crease. And that's Warren Sapp's favorite place to run. That's pretty smart by Todd Perry to step out and take that gap away.
Sapp told us yesterday the Bears' offensive line could be the best in the division, aside from the Bucs, of course. But he's very impressed with the play of the Bears' offensive line. Tied at 3, midway through the second quarter.
They are fun to watch.
Buccaneers start from the 44-yard line. Mike Alstott up to the 47-yard line, a gain of 3.
A lot of people have been critical of the Bears' defense this season, and I know they're not the highest rated defense. It looks like Alstott is hurt. That's bad. Looks like his knee. Hey, I was saying about the Bears' defense, though, if you look at statistically, they're actually better on the run game, yards per carry defensively, than Tampa Bay. You would never think that in a million years. And if you look at the numbers, you look at just the straight amount of yards that they've given up, they're not as good as Tampa Bay. They're 26 to Tampa Bay's been 12. But if you look at yards per carry, Chicago's actually 17th and Tampa Bay's 22nd.
And the rankings are deceiving. Rankings take into account total yards as we take another look at Alstott's injury. Bears are behind in many games. They're 2-8, so teams are running in the second half.
Yeah, and that's why the total yards they've given up on the ground are much more than Tampa Bay. But that's why I always look, and I think most coaches and people in the league, you look at how much are they giving up per carry. And the Chicago Bears defense gives up less yards per carry than the Tampa Bay defense. Would you ever think that was the case? That they're better against the run than Tampa Bay?
And there are today's numbers. So the Bears have allowed only 2.9 yards per carry today.
There is no danger.
Charles Kirby, number 48, out of the University of Virginia, replaces Alstott. Kirby saw his first game action of the season just last week.
I'm kind of surprised the Bucs don't just go with a 3-wide formation and put Dunn in the backfield by himself.
Second down and 7. King swings it out to Warren Dunn. Into Bears territory. Thomas Smith made the tackle, a gain of 6. Dunn stopped about a yard shy of the first down marker.
And now the 3rd and 1 is where you'd like to have this guy out there. And this is Mike Alstott's type of play, 3rd and 1. But did you see work done on that last play? That's where he's so dangerous. If you can just dump the ball out to him in the passing game, you get him out there in space, and he is really tough to bring down.
The handoff to Rabi Abdullah.
Wow. Brian Robinson made a great play.
Abdullah's first carry of the season, and he is stopped on 3rd down by Robinson.
I don't even think Mike Alstott could have done anything about this. Watch Brian Robinson. He just shoots right through the gap there. He shoots right underneath Patrick Hape. That's great get-off. You know, Brian Robinson probably had his worst game of the season the first time these two teams met this year, and he is making up for it today.
He got a sack earlier. Royals.
Wow, and Royals
Another
had the wind
one
to his back this time.
Ball will be spotted at the 27, only a 21-yard punt by Royals. He had a 27-yard punt earlier. And this one, as you mentioned, was with the wind. Remember the last time these teams met with 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter, the score was 3-0 Tampa Bay. Again today, the Bears have kept it close, tied at 3 late first half.
I got you.
Here's their screen formation.
5 wide receiver set, and the pass to Marcus Robinson. Taken out of bounds by Damian Robinson, no relation.
Well, this time the blocking by the wide receivers, Booker and Kennison, is even better than it was before. Watch them here. Look at these two blocks. Look at that. That's really nice. Now, that's a nice play for the Bears defense. Bears offense.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. Empty backfield again.
And this is where if they're going to run it, they'll run it again to this side. Yeah, now you'd expect some kind of counter, though.
Well, they go the other way. And the catch is made by Macy Brooks. Brooks picks up 5 yards and a Bears first down. As Alstott will be driven back to the Buccaneers locker room.
Well, what you're seeing now is this is Gary Croton's offense, and it's working. They're opening this up, spread 5 wide receivers, just chucking it out there and making plays.
This time it's
over that.
Eddie Kennison.
Yeah.
Well, Rondé Barber was right there.
Barber said enough of that. I think the Bears went to the well one too many times because Barber felt it, and he beats the block immediately and comes up and makes the tackle.
You mentioned Gary Croton, the Bears offensive coordinator, one of the top candidates to replace Lavelle Edwards at Brigham Young.
Fine person. I like him as a coach, too. I like his offense.
2nd and 12. Matthews over the middle for the first down. Eddie Kennison into Buccaneers territory, a gain of 16 yards.
Boy, this is starting to work now. You can feel Shane Matthews getting into a rhythm. They give him the protection that he needs, and he's got a throwing lane there, and he takes a shot afterwards. But it's enough for Kennison to break right into the soft spot of the zone. A lot of slipping going on down there. I saw 3 Bucs defenders slip on it. They're going to have to lengthen their cleats.
6 consecutive completions for Matthews as Eddie Kennison hurdles for the first down.
That was really nice by Kennison, and again a nice block by Marcus Robinson.
Kennison's played well the last couple of weeks.
You know what? Kennison has played as well in the last 2 weeks as he's played since he was a rookie. Watch, you're going to see the blitz here. Comes Rondé Barber, but it's immediate. I mean, Matthews just sets back, throws it. Robinson makes the block, and Kennison makes the leap.
From the Tampa Bay 29, the handoff to James Allen. Allen gains 2 yards down to the 27. Rondé Barber made the tackle. As we approach the 2-minute warning here in Chicago, Bears offense on the move. A pair of field goals. All the scoring so far. 2 minutes to play, 2nd quarter. It's the Bears 3, the Buccaneers 3. Buccaneers tied at 3. The report on Mike Alstott, left knee sprain. He will not return.
Well, and for the Bears, Kenny, Shane Matthews has got his rhythm. Remember, we said at the beginning, he's a guy who had a lot of success running this offense last season before he was hurt. And he didn't get a lot of reps all season long. He was the 3rd quarterback. Actually tried to go to Tampa Bay in the offseason. Bears held on to him. And he does look like he's riding the bike again. He's been 9 out of his last 11 passes have been complete.
2nd down and 8. Marcus Robinson down to the Buccaneers 21.
And right now the Bears are doing every version of this wide receiver screen and these quick passes. This is Gary Croton's offense. This drive is what, if you remember Matthews last season when they were having some success, this drive is what they've been doing. Look at it right there. I mean, now he's, Matthews has got his rhythm. 10 of his last 12 and 69 yards.
Big play for the Bears. 3rd down and 2.
I think this has got to be fun for Croton, what's happening right now.
Empty backfield. Matthews on 3rd and 2. Pass deflected, and was it caught? No. Incomplete. Good effort by Macy Brooks.
Blake Brockermeyer almost caught that ball.
Deflected by Brian Kelly. And then Macy Brooks and Brockermeyer.
Boy,
nearly
I don't
made
know.
the catch.
It almost looked to me like he did catch it, no? It's pretty close. No, it bounced.
So Paul Edinger will attempt a 39-yard field goal. The replay officials are taking another look at the play. We are within the final 2 minutes of the half, so the coaches cannot challenge, but the NFL replay officials, just to be safe, will take another look. So the play is being reviewed upstairs, Tim.
The Bucs come and put some good pressure, and there's Warren Sapp with the pressure initially, and then Steve White, and they force Matthews up to try to throw this ball and force it in there. And I thought from that other angle that we saw that you could pretty clearly see the ball hit the ground.
There must be indisputable visual evidence that Brockermeyer did in fact make the catch for the call to be reversed, but from that first angle it did look like it hit the ground.
Here's the angle, right? Well, you can't, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was pretty clearly on the ground.
Bob McElwee in his 25th NFL season, taking a look as both coaches await the decision.
Well, the play's gonna stand, and the Bears are gonna attempt a field goal. Either way, it was a pretty nice drive for the Bears offense, 52 yards. And again, Shane Matthews in a real rhythm with this offense, and the receivers doing a nice job on the perimeter, blocking, catching, running after the catch.
Matthews getting the start due to the injuries suffered by both Cade McNown, who started the first 8 games, and Jim Miller, who started the last 2. Miller led the Bears to a huge victory over Indianapolis 2 weeks ago.
I heard Big Cat Williams talking in an interview, actually on my way to the stadium, and he was talking about how the offensive line for the Bears actually liked the way Miller stayed in the pocket. And one of the best things about Cade McNown, in fact, I think the best thing about Cade McNown as a quarterback is his ability to run and scramble. But these guys, you know, they would prefer to have a quarterback who just sits back there, makes a decision, and gets rid of it. They always know the point of real estate that they got to protect. You know, with McNown, you never know where he's going to be.
On attempt, a 38-yard field goal.
So the call on the field stands.
I just wonder why it took so long.
38-yard attempt. Edinger hit from 34 earlier. Louis Aguiar is the holder. Buccaneers have blocked 3 field goals this year, along with 3 punts. And Edinger's kick is no good. All 5 of Edinger's misses this season have gone wide right. Edinger with the unorthodox style, and his streak of 9 in a row has come to an end.
Tampa Bay. That's first and
So the Bears get nothing out of their 52-yard drive, at least on the scoreboard. But as you said, they moved down the field well.
Well, the other thing they did was they rested their defense really for the first time today.
And Shane Matthews got into a bit of a rhythm.
This should be fun to watch Shaun King go to work.
Buccaneers have all 3 of their timeouts. King can't find anyone. Takes it out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Well, that was nice speed by Jim Flanagan. You see Flanagan run him down, and there was good coverage by the Bears defense downfield. see it here. Keyshawn Johnson up the center of the field, and Urlacher's on him. Everyone else pretty much covered up. Here's Riddell Anthony. Nice coverage there by Jerry Azuma. And then again, Flanagan's speed was impressive. You see him? He ran Shaun King right down.
4 wide receivers for the Bucs, and King's pass is picked off by Tony Parrish. Parrish racing to the end zone. Touchdown!
That play started with a blitz, continued with a block by Urlacher, and finished with a touchdown. Outstanding defense by the Chicago Bears. They came with the blitz. Philip Daniels looped around, put the pressure in Shaun King's face. He hurried it. And then the Bears defense turned into a pretty good offense.
A 38-yard return. His 3rd interception of the season. His first career touchdown. So Tony Parrish.
Now this ball is gonna go. Well, you're gonna see Hape, the tight end, come right across the middle here. It's Moore actually. He breaks out and just puts this ball right in Tony Parrish's head. And watch this block here by Urlacher. Look at that. Whoa! Oh man! That's how they turn from a defense into an offense. Look at the pressure. There's the pressure in King's face. I tell you, the Bears have not put consistent pressure on Shaun King, but at times they've done a great job. They've sacked him twice, and then this time there, you see that block again. The pressure that they did put on King resulted in a big play for the Bears defense.
Only the 9th interception thrown by Shaun King this season in 11 games.
He just rushed the throw, Kenny.
It's the first Bears touchdown against the Buccaneers in over 15 quarters, and it's scored by their defense.
Right.
Bucs had gone 15 quarters, 15 consecutive quarters, spanning the last 3 seasons. They had held the Bears without a touchdown. Short kickoff by Edinger. Stecker takes it up to the 34-yard line with 43 seconds remaining in the first half. Dustin Lyman made the tackle on special teams. Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will bring you scores and highlights from around the National Football League, and our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report.
And there are some pretty interesting things going on around the league. Detroit with a 14-0 lead over the New York Giants in New York. Oakland over New Orleans, 17-7 in New Orleans.
King takes off, has the first down, slides to the 49-yard line. A gain of 14 yards. Buccaneers use their first timeout with 31 seconds remaining in the half.
Wow, that was nice reaction by Harris. That's the second time the Tampa Bay offense has tried to use the Bears' own offensive play against them. It's just a wide receiver screen, and you see Harris just jumps up and times it perfectly.
Second and 10 for the Bucs.
I tell you, the Bears defense has done a nice job of limiting Jaquez Green's speed.
Green only 1 catch for 6 yards. Frankie Smith applying pressure on Shaun King. His pass was short. Riddell Anthony, the intended receiver.
Incomplete.
You know, I was just talking about Jaquez Green. You see here, look at the amount of cushion that Jerry Azuma gives Jaquez Green. He gives him about 10 yards. And Green eats that up with his speed, but there's really no place to go. And the Bears' strategy coming into today was to limit him by taking away the deep ball, and they've done it. So far, only one catch for 6 yards.
3rd and 10, 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. King again can't find anyone downfield. Chased by Flanagan, and the pass drops by Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, hey, you know what? Johnson shoved over one of the guys on the Bears sideline.
I saw that.
And then a kind of a ruckus started. Nice elusiveness again by Shaun King. That's one of the great things about him. Nice catch by Keyshawn Johnson. I'm sorry, not a nice catch. Excuse me. But watch it, you know. Let it run. There's the guy he's got. And then he kind of
gave it a little bit extra.
You know, I don't know if he did or he didn't. I mean, it looked to me like he was trying to hold the guy up, actually, but someone misconstrued that.
And some of the players stepped in.
Yeah. Well, you know, he has a reputation for being a little bolder than the average NFL player.
Takes their second timeout.
Tampa Bay calls timeout with 13 seconds remaining. They trail the Bears 10-3. Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris with scores and highlights from around the league. And our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. Bucs have used their second timeout. Buccaneers will go for it on 4th down. Tony Dungy electing not to punt. Empty backfield for the Bucs. 4 receivers split to the right. King under pressure from Frankie Smith. He's got him. Smith takes him down. His second sack of the season.
We were just saying, Kenny, this Bears defense hasn't consistently pressured Shaun King, but when they've gotten him, they've gotten him. Watch Smith come right off the corner here, and he is absolutely unblocked.
Coming into this game, Buccaneers had allowed only 14 sacks all season. The Bears have 3 today. So now one shot for the Bears, 7 seconds remaining as the Buccaneers turned it over on downs.
No, it was interesting talking with Dick Duran, and he said if we can just keep this thing close into the 4th quarter, then we can win this game. Well, they've done better than that.
Now the Bears call timeout.
The Bears take their first timeout.
7 seconds to go in the half.
On the field.
Bears have taken the lead on a 38-yard interception return for a touchdown by Tony Parrish. And they stopped the Buccaneers on downs. Bucs went for it on 4th and 10 from their own 48. Frankie Smith with the sack of Shaun King.
You know, I would presume that what the Bears are going to try to do right now is to get a quick pass down the center of the field, get as much yard as they can, and then get a timeout. Immediately get a timeout, and then maybe they pick up a field goal. That's what I personally would try to do instead of the Hail Mary.
5 wide receivers in the game. Everybody out. Incomplete. 4 seconds remaining. Eddie Kennison, the intended receiver.
Again, a little bit underthrown by Shane Matthews, but that's exactly what they tried to do. They tried to go with a pretty quick pass down the center of the field. They've got 2 timeouts left. And if Eddie Kennison catches that, they get a timeout, and then they're in field goal range.
Right through his hands, the 4th drop by the Bears in the first half.
Now with 4 seconds left, I don't think that's enough time.
Everybody out. Matthews to Kennison, but time expires.
Yep, and it's just as I said, that 4 seconds isn't enough time to run a pass play, a deep pass play, and still stop the clock and give yourself a chance at a field goal. But hey, the Bears have still done
points in at the just before the half.
Well, yeah, that's a big turnaround for us. You know, we had a nice stunt on. I thought Phillip came up the middle, put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he had to get rid of it, and Tony made a nice run. It was good to see the ball in Tony's hands. Such a good athlete. You know, once you get in that position, you figure you're going to score.
Offensively, why'd you get away from the no huddle in the first half?
Well, we didn't feel like we got enough out of it early. You know, right away we thought it was a surprise, and we'll go in and out of it as the game continues. You know, we could be in it a lot, we could be in it a little, but we had a feeling that we weren't getting as much out of it as we wanted.
Okay, Dick, thanks.
Thank you, Dick.
Thanks very much, Dan. Thanks, Dick. 10-3, Bears have the lead. We'll return to Chicago after these messages from your local Fox station. At halftime, Kenny Albert, along with Tim Green, Bears going with their 3rd different starting quarterback this season, and Shane Matthews had a good first half.
Well, he started out slow, only 2 for 8, but since then he's looked very efficient, and the Bears finally, their offense is working the way offensive coordinator Gary Croton would like to work it. They work that wide receiver screen down the field in a lot of different ways, a lot of different combinations, and that's really what set them up. And then defensively for the Bears, they put a lot of outstanding pressure on quarterback Shaun King. I think if the Bucs are going to climb back into this thing and get their first win in a cold weather game like this, they are going to have to get their passing game a little more electrified.
The only touchdown in the first half scored by the Bears defense, a 38-yard interception return by Tony Parrish.
Yeah, and I think that Chris Collinsworth during the halftime show had it exactly right. I mean, if Tampa Bay is going to win this game and then win a lot of other games, it's going to come down to Shaun King. He is going to have to make some big plays.
Martin Gramatica getting set for the second half kickoff. Glenn Milburn from the 5-yard line. Across the 30 to the 31, 26-yard return. Jeff Gooch made the stop for the Bucs.
If you take a look at the first half statistics here, you can see that this really represents how well the Bears passing game got going right before half. And then this here, the 1 turnover by the Bucs, that's what made the difference in the score, 3-3, and then this turnover here, Tony Parrish's interception for a touchdown.
Bears starting from their 31-yard line. Matthews on first down, another drop. This time Marcus Robinson. That's the 5th drop pass by the Bears.
Yeah, this is just a quick stop route here. Robinson makes it look like he's going to run deep, and he gets Rondé Barber off. But I think as much as it is a drop, it's also, well, it's Barber not giving him a second chance at the ball.
On second down, Matthews' pass is caught by James Allen, tackled by Derek Brooks after a gain of 3 to the 34. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Bears.
I think if you're going to throw those underneath passes, you want to do it away from Derek Brooks.
Brooks, the leading tackler on the Buccaneers defense. He's gone to the last 3 Pro Bowls, heading to a 4th. 3rd down and 7, empty backfield.
Showing the blitz here, and that's why Matthews is checking it off. I don't know if he got that play off. No.
Delay of the game. Offense. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Well, Shelton Quarles came out of coverage and came up to the line of scrimmage, and he gave that blitz look to Shane Matthews, and Matthews just didn't have enough time to adjust to it.
Tim, that's the first penalty of the game. There was a flag earlier declined. So we went the entire first half without a penalty. 3rd and 12. And the Bears get the flag. Brian Kelly made contact with Marcus Robinson.
Oh, I tell you what, Shane Matthews took a pounding on that play.
No foul. The ball was uncatchable.
Yeah. And the reason why it was uncatchable was because Shelton Quarles came off the end unblocked on the blitz. You know, we're going to see him come here from this side and watch him. Wow.
So now the Bears will punt. Louis Aguiar back at his own 15-yard line. End over end, taken by Williams at the 41. 7-yard return up to the 48-yard line. 30-yard punt by Aguiar. Jerry Azuma made the stop. Back in Chicago, Buccaneers start from their own 47-yard line. Trailing the Bears by a touchdown. Warwick Dunn cut it to the outside. Down to the Chicago 43. A gain of 9 yards. Close to a first down.
This just kind of epitomizes Warwick Dunn as an outside runner. They get the ball to him quick, and you're going to see him, watch him just beat Roosevelt Colvin to the corner. You know, if you're the outside linebacker, you always have to turn that thing back to the inside. And if you know that Warwick Dunn is going to be the guy to have the ball in his hands, you've got to take an extra step to be ready to turn him back. Because you may be fast enough to turn a lot of runners back, but you're not going to be fast enough to turn Dunn back unless you get a head start. You see his average there today has been pretty good.
On the season, averaging 4 yards per carry.
Again, Tampa Bay doesn't have their alternative. Mike Alstott left earlier in the game with a sprained knee.
Second down and 1 from the 43. King on the keeper picks up the first down.
That was a nice surge by center Jeff Christie.
Make that Mike Wells.
That's what it's about here. I mean, these guys just need to get a push, and they do.
Only the 6th first down picked up by the Buccaneers in today's game. 3 wide receivers from the 42. Dunn up the middle, gain of just 1 yard. As we send it back out to Los Angeles for an NFL update with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny and Tim, take a look. Charlie Batch is going to hook up with Johnny Morton for a 32-yard score. But take a look as he's running. Watch Jason Sehorn right here pull his pants up. Didn't have him tight. Couldn't make the tackle. Morton goes in for the score. 28-0 then. It's 28-7. Back to Kenny and Tim.
JB, I know nothing like that ever happened to Howie Long.
Reminiscent of Fox's Steve Lyons on the baseball field, who once pulled his pants down to get the dirt out in front of 40,000 fans. King down to the 35-yard line. That Lions-Giants score, not good news for the Buccaneers. Buccaneers and Lions both 6-4.
Well, it just highlights the importance for Tampa Bay to win this game here, a divisional game. And on that last play, if you go back to last week, Tampa Bay's game against Green Bay, They started out strong offensively, and then they kind of floundered in the third quarter. And really, a lot of the reason they revived was Shaun King doing what he did just on that last play. He had some key scrambles last week for some key first down.
Third down and 3. Buccaneers need to get to the 32. King rolling right. And a penalty marker.
It's a catch. They're giving it to Walt Harris. So Tampa Bay better hope that this penalty is going to be against the Bears. But Walt Harris did a great job. Well, it is against the Bears.
Defensive holding.
I tell you, that was
Holding, number 25, defense.
boy, that's
5
Thomas
yards,
Smith.
automatic first down.
We said he was going to be working all day against Keyshawn Johnson. Watch this catch by Walt Harris. There's Smith right there. There's, he had that. That was a clear hold, and then that catch was a thing of beauty by Walt Harris.
Harris.
So a nice call by the officials, though.
Harris had an interception each of the last 2 games, but the Smith hold gives the Buccaneers an automatic first down. Done. Big hole up the middle, inside the 20 to the 18. Another penalty marker on the play. Jerry Azuma finally brought down Dunn after a gain of 12 yards. Again, it's against the Bears.
5-yard face mask foul. Number 54, defense. Enforced from the end of the play. First down.
Urlacher called for the face mask, so the Buccaneers will have a first down at the Bears 13.
Well, I'll tell you, the Tampa Bay offensive line opened up the Bears front like a sardine can. Watch this here. Look at the hole here that Middleton and Christie give Warwick Dunn to run through. I didn't see the face mask on that.
From the 13-yard line, Dunn looks to cut it back inside.
Man.
Gains 4 down to the Chicago 9.
Boy, he gained 4, but Thomas Smith gave him a punishing hit to end that thing. It's done. I mean, he just has such great change of direction here. You see him change direction several times. And watch Smith kind of finishes him off.
2nd and 6 from the Bears 9. Green in motion. King again, can't find anyone.
Oh,
Escapes.
look at that.
Looking towards the end zone, he's in.
Kenny, we were just talking about how Shaun King in last week's game against Green Bay came up with some key scrambles to really turn that game around against a divisional opponent. And we've seen him scramble already this half, and now this one here. Look at this. This is as good as it gets. And that is fantastic footwork by Shaun King. Fantastic.
His 4th rushing touchdown. Martin Gramatica for the point after. Ties the game at 10. A 9-yard touchdown scramble by Bucs quarterback Shaun King.
He's one of those guys with your Dante Culpepper, with your Donovan McNabb. Guy, a quarterback with not only a nice arm and nice decisions and a young guy, but a guy who can make things happen on the ground.
Tim, the Buccaneers' last 9 offensive touchdowns had been through the air. As Shaun King chats with Les Steckel, the offensive coordinator upstairs.
I think it's an important sign for a quarterback to take what a defense gives you. That time they didn't give him any receivers, so he took what they did leave for him on the ground.
Clint Milburn on the return.
Look out. Oh, that was a
Dexter Jackson.
Nice play by Jackson. He saved the touchdown.
36-yard return by Glenn Milburn. And Dexter Jackson, who's replaced John Lynch in the Bucs defense, makes the tackle.
Well, you always have to look out for Glenn Milburn. He is one of those guys that runs downhill on these kickoffs. He runs through a tackle there. He beats the kicker, Grammatica, and Tampa Bay is going to have to thank Jackson for that one.
Milburn's gone to 2 Pro Bowls as a special teamer. Went to the Pro Bowl last year. Gives the Bears terrific field position as they start from their own 44-yard line. James Allen. Up to midfield, Derek Brooks made the stop, the gain of 6 yards for James Allen.
I think that's a good way for the Bears to go. The passing game wasn't sharp in that first series, and now I think to get a little bit of a run going might actually open up the passing game for Shane Matthews. I think they need to take some of the pressure off of him. They're doing it now, coming out with a 3 tight end formation. 1, 2, 3.
Bears keep it on the ground with Allen. Close to a first down.
Well, whatever the outcome of this game, Kenny, it's pretty substantial for Tampa Bay to have lost John Lynch to a dislocated shoulder and Mike Alstott to a sprained knee.
2 Pro Bowlers. 2 of the Bucs stars, both injured in the first half. Both, ironically, grew up here in Illinois. Allen picked up a first down on the previous play.
Back to 4 wides for the Bears offense.
Allen, the lone back, takes the handoff from Matthews. Big hole up the middle. Casey Wegman now in at center. Olin Kreutz, the Bears starting center, sprained his knee.
I think they've got something good going here. I mean, the Bears offensive line is doing a nice job. Watch Todd Perry and the center Wegman double team Warren Sapp. They double team, and then Perry comes off and gets the linebacker. And then you see the seal there to the backside. It's nice blocking up front. They may want to just keep running it.
2nd and 3. Allen hit for no gain again. It's Derek Brooks. We've called his name all game long.
And Derek Brooks is just a guy that you don't see miss a tackle. And we've talked about his tackling abilities, and you could see that there. And James Allen would run through a lot of guys like that. Brooks was overextended in the backfield, but he still brought Allen down. And it's a mental thing as much as it is a physical thing with Derek Brooks. It's just an incredibly intense concentration on the runner's body.
I have it.
Brooks with 7 tackles today. 3rd down and 3. Matthews takes off, has the first down. Shane Matthews moving the chains for the Bears, a gain of 8 yards.
Shane Matthews does a little Shaun King here. You're going to see a huge lane open up to the left. Nice blocking by his offensive line. And when he sees all that daylight, he wisely picks up the first down. Look at that space. And again, it's Derek Brooks who comes in and closes on it.
From the Buccaneers 30, James Allen stumbled and then gains a yard, perhaps 2. As we send it back to Los Angeles for an NFL game break. JB, take it away.
Hey, Kenny and Tim, I know you guys saw a great run by Shaun King. Take a look at Donovan McNabb. Nowhere to go. Yep. But you know what? I've got the feet to rely on. Take a look as he takes it in 7 yards, score. Philadelphia on top 17-3 in the 3rd. All right, you guys vote. Shaun King, Donovan McNabb. Who was better?
Well, JB, thanks. I vote for McNabb. I mean, the 2 of them are both outstanding, but McNabb, in my opinion, is the best running quarterback, not only now, but ever, that I've ever seen.
Curtis Enis runs into a wall. You mentioned that on...
What do you say?
Well, we did the Steelers and the Eagles last week, and you said during the broadcast McNabb was the best running quarterback ever.
Yeah, I truly believe that. Not to take anything, I think Shaun King's outstanding, and I think Culpepper's outstanding. We talked about McNown earlier. He's an outstanding runner, but McNabb is the best. I mean, he is the best I've ever seen.
And what a job the Eagles have done without Deuce Staley. They've gone 4-2, and they do not have a tough schedule the rest of the way.
No, they're going to be there. And McNabb is a big part of it in his running. You know, Bradshaw used to run pretty well when he had to.
When he had to?
Yep. I used to like that. I just like watching him lower the shoulder downfield.
3rd and 9. Matthews was nearly sacked, got the pass away, but James Allen could not hold on.
Well, he was nearly sapped, and then he was nearly intercepted. Now, Warren Sapp can only be held out so long, and then he's going to get there. And he comes on a little stunt to the underneath side, and it was a nice job of Matthews by eluding that rush.
And Tim, the Bears will go for it on 4th down from the 29.
I like that call.
Going into the wind, Victoron elects not to attempt a field goal, but to go for it on 4th down. And Matthews' pass is it picked off?
You know, that was a bad interception.
Bucs lost about 19 yards in the exchange.
Interception, but Matthews throws to Marcus Robinson, and Damian Robinson's the guy who picks it off, goes right over his head, and Tampa Bay actually loses 19 yards of field position on the play.
Warwick Dunn tackled by Brian Urlacher. If Damian Robinson knocked the ball down, they would have had it on the 29. Instead, with the interception, they start from the 10.
I mean, I am not in any way being critical of Damian Robinson, because you can't. That's like asking a hunting dog not to hunt. I mean, he's out there. He sees the ball go up. You're gonna pull the thing down.
2nd and 9. Dunn gained only 1 yard on the 1st down play. King changing the play. 2nd and 9 from the 11. Dunn. There he goes to the outside. Chased down by Roosevelt Colvin.
Colvin took the step he needed. Nice adjustment by Roosevelt Colvin. Remember before, Kenny, on the last drive, he didn't keep enough outside position. Well, this time, there he is. He takes that extra step, and so he's there when Dunn breaks for the corner. Very, very nice adjustment by Colvin.
Gain of just 1 on the play. 3rd down and 8. King from the shotgun. Looks downfield. Can't find anyone.
Look out. There he goes again.
And he stopped 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker by Shaun Harris.
Well, this is outstanding coverage by the Chicago Bears secondary. They did everything they had to do on that play. You see here's Jaquez Green here, and you're going to see the double down here. And if we can stop this, you can see that everyone is covered up. See, Green's going to break to the inside. The coverage was there. Very, very nice.
It's another fake. Buccaneers on a fake punt a couple of weeks ago against Atlanta. 36-yard pass play, and this time it's Rabi Abdullah who gains 19 yards and picks up the 1st down.
Kenny, this is just a direct snap to Abdullah. Instead of snapping to the punter, the center snaps it directly to the up back. Here's the up back Abdullah. The ball's going to come right there. See it? And then he did nice blocking up front. Outstanding job by Tampa Bay special teams.
A gain of 19 yards for Abdullah. There's Joe Marciano, the Bucs special teams coach.
Yeah, they had a tough week last week, but
King picks up another 1st down up at the 49-yard line. A gain of 13 yards.
And the Bears offense is going to have to figure out, the Bears defense is going to have to figure out a way to stop Shaun King scrambling. because he is tearing them up right now with his feet. And Charles Kirby does a nice job, the fullback, blocking downfield. You see that block right there on Shaun Harris? I mean, that's what really gave King the first down.
Shaun King with 50 rushing yards in today's game. Warwick Dunn into Bears territory to the 45. Jim Flanagan made the stop after a gain of 6.
Well, that fake punt was a shot right between the Bears' eyes, wasn't it, Kenny? I mean, they had the momentum going. You know, they had them pinned down there. They had a nice what looked to be a 3-and-out series. And then the fake punt changed the whole thing. And now all of a sudden you can feel the shift of momentum is clearly belongs to Tampa Bay right now.
Time winding down of the third quarter. 2nd and 4. Warwick Dunn. Another first down for the Bucs. He fumbles. Looks like the Bears have it. They do.
Back in Chicago, another big play by the Bears defense regains the ball and the momentum. Watch Walt Harris just rip this ball right out of there. It's just a textbook strip.
And then Clyde Simmons recovered. So the Bears.
He had a beautiful interception before. Remember, it was called back by Thomas Smith's penalty, called it back.
James Allen is tackled by Damian Robinson on the final play of the third quarter. The Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are tied at 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station. Ago they upset the Colts, looking to do the same thing today to the Buccaneers.
Well, and it's been big plays on the Bears defense that's really kind of kept the Bears in this game, and they're probably going to have to rely on that same defense if they're going to win it.
Shane Matthews in his first start of the season. 14 of 28 for 124 yards. Fires this pass complete to James Allen up at the 40. 4-yard gain. Jamie Duncan made the tackle for the Bucs.
The Bears defense, you talk about their big plays. They've had 3 sacks, and they've been key sacks. They've also come up with 2 turnovers, one of them for a touchdown. Tony Parrish's interception. Then Walt Harris just stripped the ball and got it back when Tampa Bay was on the move after their fake punt.
Matthews pass caught at midfield by Marcus Robinson for a Bears first down.
Again, this is just this offense at its best. Here's Robinson right in the center of the field. Matthews reads the zone. Robinson reads the zone. He delivers that ball nicely. Shane Matthews has nice accuracy, and he has a nice quick release.
Matthews changing the play. Play clock winding down from the Bucs 49. James Allen down to the 43. A gain of 6. And for another NFL update, let's return to Los Angeles and James Brown.
Kenny and Sam, no give up on the Giants' part. Take a look at Kerry Collins' play action, and he whips it to the tight end, Dan Campbell. It is now 28-14 in the 4th. Let's take it back to Kenny and Sam.
Thanks very much, JB. So the Lions with a 2-touchdown lead, looking to win their 2nd straight under new head coach Gary Moeller. 2nd and 5 for the Bears. And Allen is met of the backfield, hit for a loss. Loss of 1 on the play.
Well, the Tampa Bay defense is basically saying, if you're going to beat us, you're going to win this game, you're going to do it by throwing. Because they're coming up, watch the linebackers come up to the line of scrimmage, and the safety, they're going to come up to the line of scrimmage, and they're running a run blitz. See the step, see the motion here, the action? And so the backers are in the backfield at the snap of the ball. And there's Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator. And I agree with him. You've got a quarterback who doesn't have a lot of reps this season. You want to put the pressure on him. You've got a receiving corps that's already had a bunch of drop passes today. Make them throw to beat you.
Matthews on 3rd and 7. Brian Kelly made contact with the intended receiver, Macy Brooks. A flag on the play.
Well, Kelly got away with a pass interference before because they ruled it uncatchable.
Pass interference, number 25, first down.
You're going to see him drive right through. He just shoves Brooks right to the grass.
Kelly out, Rondé Barber back in. First down from the Bucs 38-yard line. Buccaneers and Bears tied at 10 early in the 4th quarter. James Allen to the 35, a gain of 3.
You can see again that the Bucs defense, they're playing an 8-man front. They're moving the safety up to the line of scrimmage to outnumber the Bears.
Bears averaging under 3 yards per carry this half. Second and 7. Allen cuts to the outside and is tackled by, guess who? Derek Brooks.
Yeah, and you saw again, there's 8 guys there. The Tampa Bay is just crowding the line of scrimmage. They're outnumbering the Bears. And as I've said, they're going to force Shane Matthews. They're going to force Shane Matthews to beat him. See all those guys in there? Actually had 9 guys out that time.
11th tackle of the game for Derek Brooks. 3rd and 6. 3 receivers split to the left. 1 to the right. Matthews' pass is caught 2 yards shy of the first down marker by James Allen. Derek Brooks wrapped him up, and the field goal unit comes out for the Bears.
It's a little kind of a gutsy call. Edinger missed one before, but he does have the wind to his back.
This will be a 48-yard attempt. His season long is 49. This is with the wind. He's 1 for 2 today. Edinger with that unorthodox style. And his kick is good. A 48-yard field goal by Paul Edinger. And the Bears are back on top by 3.
Fans at least forgot to make the transition from Halloween to Thanksgiving.
I thought that was our director, Peter Black.
Oh! It was the direction of our director.
Yes.
He came up with that wonderful shot.
Aaron Stecker had some trouble with the kickoff from Edinger. And is tackled at the 16-yard line by Frankie Smith.
That squirrel's lucky it's not in my backyard. I don't know about. I know you just moved into the suburbs. Those things are a nightmare on your bird feeder.
I'm just worried about the deer that come wandering across the driveway.
I'm gonna have to get into some bow hunting. Another
King
big play.
Taken down for the 4th time today. It's Tony Parrish who scored the Bears' only touchdown of the game. For Parrish, his first sack of the season.
You really have to credit Greg Blasch, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, You're going to watch Harris come from the right side. Parrish come from the right side. It's a safety blitz. It's an aggressive call again. And the blitzes have worked incredibly well for the Bears defense today. Heck, it was a blitz and the loop. There's Greg Blosh that caused the interception for a touchdown.
On 2nd and 19, the handoff to Warwick Dunn, and he's tackled by Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson does an outstanding job. I mean, this is great concentration by Robinson. Watch Robinson. He's gonna be working on this guy right here, and he starts one way inside. He comes back to the outside and then back inside to tackle Warwick Dunn. That is really, really special. I promise you one thing, if that was me in my day, I would have missed him. I would have missed Dunn twice.
3rd and 19. King in trouble. He escapes and is tackled by Urlacher.
That is one man you are not going to outrun.
No matter who you are.
No. I mean, he ran down Dante Culpepper of the Vikings. Watch Urlacher here. Watch him close. Watch the speed. There goes King. King's got great feet, great legs, but look at that. You can't buy that. You either have speed or you don't have it. Urlacher has it.
Fair catch called for by Milburn at the 48-yard line. A 39-yard punt by Mark Broyles. Tune in at 7 for Futurama. Sunday's Best is on Fox. Play clock winding down. 1st and 10 for the Bears. Matthews to Curtis Enos. Enos has a first down to the Buccaneers 37-yard line. Jamie Duncan made the tackle.
I really like what the Bears are doing right now. I like what Gary Croton's saying. He's saying, look, we're going to win this game. We're going to play aggressively if we're going to win it. And they come right to the passing game. Because you would think, well, we've got a lead. We've got good field position. Let's play it safe. Let's run James Allen. There's Gary Croton right there. And Croton's saying, no, you know what? Let's do the unexpected.
1st and 10 from the Buccaneers, 37. Bears leading by a field goal. The pitch back to Allen. James Allen inside the 30, penalty marker on the play. Dexter Jackson made the stop. A gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, James Allen got hurt. All right, that was a heck of a collision between those two guys.
Holding against the Bears. Allen shaken up on the play.
Number 85, offense, 10 yards, first down.
Kasim Cincino, the tight end, called for the hold.
Well, listen to this collision here between Jackson and Allen.
Ooh. Wow. Marlon Barnes has replaced James Allen. Barnes, number 32, the lone back. 4 wide receivers. Matthews' pass is caught by Macy Brooks for a short gain.
They're taking Allen in for some x-rays. And he's got his hand wrapped up. So you wonder if he broke a bone.
Allen took that hard hit from Dexter Jackson. You mentioned earlier, Buccaneers were interested in Shane Matthews. He was interested in the Buccaneers. Following this season, he will be an unrestricted free agent. He would love to play down in Florida, and he's certainly putting on a pretty good show here today. For all of the NFL teams who may be in need of a quarterback come the offseason. But Matthews has made no bones about the fact that he would love to return south, play for the University of Florida. And if there Had not been compensation involved, he very well may have signed with the Buccaneers in the offseason.
As you look at his numbers, I think what happens in the NFL is guys get labels on them. And Matthews came into this league, and he wasn't a very big guy or very strong guy at all. And so he got that label, but he's actually gained size and strength. And as I've said, he's very accurate. He makes great decisions, and he gets rid of the ball well.
Matthews taken down back at the 41-yard line. He was ruled down before the ball popped loose. First sack of the game for the Bucs. That was 43rd of the year.
And you're going to see Marcus Jones. He just works right through Blake Brockermeyer. He takes him up, gets him powered back, and Matthews steps up into the pocket. Jones is waiting for him.
11th sack for Jones, who signed a 7-year contract extension earlier this week. Jones, a guy who 2 years ago was left exposed in the expansion draft to the Cleveland Browns.
Well, he moved around to different positions, and he's found a home at end. He's had an outstanding year. And I think it says something when one of your better players signs a deal early, signs it for a little less money than you might get on the free market. And it says, hey, Tampa Bay is a place to come and to stay.
Aguiar's punt bounces into the end zone for a touchback. 41-yard kick. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Bears by 3. Buccaneers start from their own 20-yard line, trailing by 3. King's first pass attempt of the second half is caught for a first down and a gain of 14 yards by Jaquez Green.
Well, Kenny, it's not that Shaun King hasn't tried to throw a pass. He's wanted to throw 6 before this, but he was forced to scramble each time. This time they just run that quick slant and deliver the ball. So no waiting around for Shaun King on that pass play. No waiting around and scrambling. Just set up and throw the quick slant.
Second catch of the day for Green, who was a high school teammate of Bears wide receiver Marcus Robinson. From the 34, King to the air once again, and Warwick Dunn is taken down by Thomas Smith. A loss of 6 yards on the play.
Well, Thomas Smith, he's impressive. He's impressive as a cornerback to play as physical as he does, and we've seen him make several tackles today. He reads this perfectly. He reads the screen. Watch him come up and just pound Warwick Dunn. Now, Dunn may be a small guy, but he runs big. He's a solid guy, and everyone throughout the league remarks at how solid he is as a runner. But Smith just melted him.
Thomas Smith with 7 tackles today.
And he's done a nice job limiting Keyshawn Johnson as well.
King out of bounds at the 36.
Boy, the Bears are just really covering up Shaun King's receivers. You almost would think that they put Urlacher as a spy on Shaun King. Watch here. Keyshawn Johnson just runs, but there's zone coverage all around him.
Fans on their feet, 3rd down and 8. And a pass is caught. What a catch by Jaquez Green, who picks up the first down. A huge play on 3rd and 8 for the Buccaneers.
I think the Buccaneers have found the pass play. It's this quick slant. Just run Jaquez Green on the slant, throw the ball, and it works.
From the 46, 3 minutes remaining. King this time can't find anyone. Chased by Clyde Simmons. Out of bounds at midfield. Clock stops with 2:47 to go. Gain of 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 at midfield.
Well, this is the kind of, we talked about Warren Sapp said yesterday that a championship team needs to do things they haven't done before and things they're not known for. They need to win in the cold, and Shaun King needs to turn this game around. He needs to have one of those Brett Favre type comebacks here.
King again could not find anyone and picks up another first down, a gain of 10 yards. Remember, the Bucs, Tim, would be kicking into the wind were they to attempt a field goal here in the fourth quarter.
They've got one of the best kickers in the game in Gramatica, but I still think that the Bears might want to think about using one of their coverage guys. You see the outstanding coverage here, and there's no receiver for Shaun King to throw to. But I'd want to use this guy Urlacher as a spy to run King down when he does scramble.
King over the middle, picked off by Urlacher. Brian Urlacher with a huge interception. He fumbles. Walt Harris recovers, but Urlacher was ruled down, his second interception of the season as we hit the 2-minute warning.
Well, that's why Greg Flash is the coordinator and I'm not. Urlacher drops into coverage and gets the pick. For them, and they've come up with another big play. Keyshawn Johnson splits the seam right here in the zone, but Shaun King underthrows this ball drastically, and Brian Urlacher is there for the second Bears interception. 10 of the Bears' 13 points today have come off of turnovers by their defense.
Marlon Barnes replacing the injured James Allen. Gains 2 yards, and the Bucs immediately call a timeout.
Interception on the day, and 0 touchdowns today for the Tampa Bay quarterback. But we said coming into this game, touchdowns through the air, that he really has been the reason for the 3-game win streak Tampa has had over the last couple of weeks.
2nd and 8. Marlon Barnes, no gain on the play, and the Buccaneers use their second timeout.
And if Chicago doesn't get a first down here, Shaun King's going to get this ball back with a pretty good amount of time. So he's going to have an opportunity to run that 2-minute offense again.
Well, it's been a big day for the Bears defense. 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, and the only Bears touchdown on the interception return by Tony Parrish.
Yeah, and that fumble recovery also led to 3 points and a field goal. So these guys, you look at Flanagan and Wells and Brian Robinson there, they've all, I mean, you could name a lot of guys. Thomas Smith has played well.
Walt Harris with the strip of Warwick Dunn. Clyde Simmons recovered.
Tony Parrish with a sack and the interception for the touchdown. So this is 3rd down here, and if the Bears don't get a first down, Shaun King's going to get one last chance, and then game 2 today, Dallas at Baltimore.
Coming up on Fox.
Could be a good one as well.
Marlon Barnes, 3rd consecutive carry, picks up the first down. A huge run by Marlon Barnes, first year back out of Colorado. Replaced the injured James Allen and picked up a huge first down for the Bears.
This is a really fine run by Marlon Barnes and a fine job up front. Look at the blocking. If you stop it there, you can see this hole opens up really well for Barnes. Good blocking by the offensive line, good follow through. Everyone gets engaged. Everyone keeps their feet moving. Todd Perry's got Warren Sapp backed up. Excellent job by the Bears line. As you mentioned earlier, Kenny, Warren Sapp said, hey, this Bears offensive line is the best offensive line in the Central Division. And coming from that man right there, that means a lot. And he mentioned Todd Perry specifically. He mentioned Olin Kreutz. He mentioned Chris Valerio. So those inside guys have done a nice job.
Buccaneers have used their final timeout. Marlon Barnes with a huge gain on 3rd and 9, picked up the first down. Barnes spent last year on the practice squads of Miami and Oakland. A 9-yard gain. And now the Bears will run out the clock. So the Buccaneers, who came in 0-17 when the game time temperature was below 40 degrees, looks like the Bucs will drop to 6-5 on the season. Tampa Bay's 3-game win streak will come to an end. They head up to Buffalo next week, while the Bears will take on the Jets at the Meadowlands. Bears will win for the second time in 3 weeks. Buccaneers beat the Bears 41-0 back in week 2. Some revenge today, Tim, for Chicago.
And I don't really think it was a matter of Tampa Bay taking the Bears lightly and not realizing that they had to come in here and overcome a team that was pretty talented on both lines of scrimmage. And they had to overcome some weather that they haven't overcome before. I think they came in prepared, but they just didn't come up with the same amount of big plays that the Bears did.
Bears win it 13-10. Today's game produced by Rich Russo, directed by Peter Bleckner, Associate Director Larry Lancaster, Broadcast Associate Robert Slosby, Technical Producer Kevin McRoby. Eric Burles, Barry Hockhauser, Eric Norton, and Mike Eldridge crunching the numbers. So the Bears win it 13-10 over the Bucs. For Tim Green, Kenny Albert saying so long from Soldier Field, the post-game show from Los Angeles. Up next.
All right, Kenny, many of you will see